Hi, Sonia here, and I'm doing a series of sketchbook tours at the moment. I feel like I'm trying to get through my shelves of sketchbooks and do sort of more complete in-depth tours than I could probably on Instagram. And I'm hoping this is encouraging for people, either like there'll be one sketchbook in a certain style that might have some inspiration in it for you, or also encouraging for people who are like me, who I'm drawn to a range of different painting styles and subjects. And I think I've got a lot out of actually being a bit of a generalist in this respect. And this sketchbook is from 2020 and 2021 and is one of my favourite sorts of journals, and it's an anything goes journal. Like, I've deliberately chosen a relatively cheap notebook. It was on offer. It's a grid dot journal. I don't think it's not meant to be a sketchbook. I know lots of people do use them as sketchbooks. I think they make the paper's still quite nice and thick. It takes gouache. It's, I don't know if they still do minimalism art, San Francisco brand. It was off Amazon. And here you can see now going through it. This is a drawing from life. I drew the kids a lot because obviously we were still all we were at home. They were doing a lot of, it was a pandemic, online schooling. Here, Joseph reading at the end of the bed, my youngest asleep. Kitchen table after a grocery shop. So I'd take it around the house. It'd go from the kitchen to the bedroom in the evening. And I just filled it with what I wanted to put in it. I didn't limit myself in any way. I like the sketch of this aloe vera pot plant. This has been drawn numerous times. And this page obviously went wrong. So as is my fashion, I've pasted over this little snippet of a painting that I quite liked, which is the Bay Trail, but all in blue. Drawing of the youngest drawing. So yeah, I like to draw the kids. And often the easiest time to draw them is when they are reading, gaming, or drawing themselves, because they move a little less. Oh, so one of the kids had injured themselves on a trail, so I drew their hand covered in band-aids and plasters. Yeah, here I think, I've made a list of what to draw. I mean, back then it was, I needed to try and keep myself motivated. I remember trying to get offline and off my phone, off Instagram, because I think all of us were, it was the pandemic sort of years. So I've written draw house plants, boys, use old photos, still life and abstracts. I just find sometimes making a written list helps me to think of ideas, what to draw. Flowers in the kitchen. And then here, going online, it was really cool. Obviously the museums there's so many museum websites you can go on and look for old paintings to draw from. Made a list to cross off, and then this is, I think I was going for a bit, having a blue period, lots of blues, just playing around with a sketchbook page. But and when I look at other artists, I always like those sort of weird sketchbook pages where they're really a mishmash of different things. Abstract. So I don't know, this one I remember doing because when you go around art galleries, I love, obviously they're big white walls, and sometimes the most minimalistic paintings look really good in that space. So one thing I sometimes like to do is to cut out small snippets of painting, or of a small mini painting, and stick it in a blank sketchbook page. I just kind of like the effect. It's like curating your own art gallery. Here is a collage, like I've just got bits made a collage, and don't love that, but it was fun to do. Drawing, was this? Oh, the boys found salamanders. Not the best sketch, but again, it's a memory. Sometimes these are, they store your memories as well. Hike at Mount Diablo. I have a feeling we didn't have time to stop on this too. I must have drawn this from a photo. Flowers. Yeah, as you can see, it goes from one thing to the other, but that's how I was feeling then. I was kind of going from one, follow your emotions as well. Some days I'd feel like doing a loose landscape. Some days a Damien Hirst type dot painting or page. I don't know where, I think I use sketchy references a lot, drawing faces but in black ink. playing around. These sort of almost doodle abstract drawings were great to do when I was alongside the boys and they were homeschooling or online schooling. I really like this page. This is one of my favourite pages from, I don't know what the reference is because I'm not dated or put what the reference is, but yeah, that just visually appeals to me. And I used it also to write notes sometimes, which is helpful as well. Daffodils. This was, I think, when I first was trying to use what's it called, acrylic gouache. I used to find that really tricky, but I feel like I've improved. Drawing my hand. Some more drawing from, I'm pretty sure these are from photos. Funny page, like, I think, yeah, sometimes I just felt the need. I remember then, like, I'd have to say, I don't know if I was terribly motivated. I don't know how much drawing I really got done in those sort of 2 years. But I remember, like, maybe the lack of control, like needing to make marks. I mean, at the end of the day, art is also, I believe, very therapeutic, and that's why I think it's important to follow your where you're going rather than maybe necessarily what other people may suggest or want of you. This is like I started to really, I don't know what it was, this sort of mark making was really, and I like it visually now, but it was fun to do. It was something you could do in 10 minutes while the saucepan's boiling, and you just felt like you'd made something. The weird sort of faces. I think this was drawing from Joshua. Was I reading a book on ceramics? Yeah, I think I was reading a ceramic. Was it the what? Oh, I think it was. I can't remember now. Doodles. Yeah, I mean, I was also one of those sort of kids. I think I did a lot of doodling alongside the kids because when they were studying, because at school I would sometimes doodle in the margins or when I could, because that actually helps me pay attention. And in lectures I always remember doodling. I'm definitely one of these, I find like some sort of activity helps me actually focus. Oh, and I got some new pink coffee cups. So I drew those. Yeah, another, yeah, I can definitely see I was in, and I think it's also helped me get into abstract art. Like I'd make these pages and I was just doing it for my own kind of like mental health, as it were, just enjoying the tactile sensation of the pens and laying down colours next to each other. And then I was like, oh, I really like these pages. I like the geometric shapes, that there isn't a focus as such. Band-aids, more flowers, or made up flowers. I guess this sort of dotted grid paper was really good for this type of doodling, because it was like that game. Do you remember? I don't know what that game's called, where you can like make little squares and try and block each other out. Abstract, again, painting over with, I assume there's something under there I didn't love. And I think I was sometimes not in the best mental headspace. Yeah, I think it was sketchy. I started doing sketchy again. Oh, the boys at the kitchen table. The fact that this is a relatively finished sketch indicates to me it's from a photo, because they weren't really into posing for long for me. And this isn't why it's also nice, like, to let friends or whoever draw in your journal. That was Julian's drawing of me. Yep, in the bedroom, reading. This page I remember I liked because I don't like the way of just arranging all the faces. These are sketchy references, and then sticking in. I'd obviously tried this neon, which still remains, but I didn't love it, so I've gone over it in this blue inky acrylic paint. Just using pencil, like what can I do? Just leaving that with a red pencil. Oh, watching soccer, and we're all wearing masks. Little tiny, I tried to like divide it up and do, was it vignettes? playing around again. Whenever I'm a bit lost, I always come back to phases. There's something very, I don't know if it's the domesticity or just the curves. There's something just really I like visually about painting ceramics. This page is, yeah, I remember like playing around with looseness using oil pastels. It's hard to get tight with a massive oil pastel, and that's it. So yeah, it's, I don't know, it's the sort of journal that you keep or attempted to keep, but that is my anything goes journal from 2020 and 2021. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time, probably with a sketchbook tour or maybe a process video. Bye.